Hello, all. Welcome back to Black Girl in the World. If you don't know me, you will. And if you do, welcome back. Always amazing to have you. So, today we will be discussing an issue that does not really get talked about as much because it was many years ago and also an experience people kind of push in the back of their mind. Don't know what I'm talking about? Let's discuss. I decided to start a thread on Twitter of an experience I had in high school that still rubs me off the wrong way. I shared a time when I had a bad hair day, and instead of the administrators understanding and letting me get past in hopes that I will not have another bad hair day, they instead allowed me to get vulnerable with them by pulling them aside and letting me take my scarf off just for them to tell me it isn't that serious and to put a comb through it because, again, it wasn't that big of a deal. When I tell you I felt like I was suffocating in that room, I walked away with my eyes full of tears because I just could not believe that they were not only forcing me to do uncomfortable things, but they gave me unsolicited advice. Why? As I was walking to my next stop, I remembered I had a morning meeting with the science and technology program, so there were a lot of people to face so early, unlike my usual mornings. So I hope you can understand and get a clear view of why I was really pissed. But if you want to understand even further of where I'm coming from, here it goes. Personally, when I get frustrated, I tear up because I just don't like the cruelty. I don't like unsolicited advice. Even though bad things happen every day, no person can actually handle and accept every situation that has been given to them in this world. A lot of us are taken aback because you think to yourself, wow, people are very inconsiderate and difficult to forgive. The thing about it is you never realize these things until you get older. You never notice how messed up it was or how often it happened to you and your peers because I'm not fully sure if it is because we were so used to it and now you grow to understand your boundaries, and or is it because we see them through the eyes of kinfolk? In simpler terms, we see skin color and we think, oh, they family, right? But you begin to notice that not all skin folk are kinfolk. I won't go too deep into it because I myself am still learning and still researching, but I can no longer justify actions solely based on the fact that someone looks like me. Back to my high school story. Boy, when I tell you, I was so embarrassed. Back then, I didn't do much to myself. I always stayed in uniform. When they asked me to wear gray pants, I wore it. When they said, wear green shirts, I wore that too. I never wanted to get a uniform violation. So I stayed within their logo, even in my sweaters, even in my jackets. I bought a green science and tech sweater for $50. $50, y'all. Yes, I was that pressed. And yes, it made me livid, especially since this school was only strict about it whenever they felt like it. The amount of students that weren't wearing uniforms, you would really think it was Roosevelt. All I did was wear something to cover the disaster that I considered my hair, and they forced a narrative that, girl, you're fine, don't worry about it, nobody's gonna laugh at you. This is definitely an example of why people say, dang, you can't trust nobody. Hair is such an important part of a person and each identity is different. My hair is my identity whether I want to make it long, short, curly, or straight. Hair is tied to so many things. Personally, I cut my hair often because it makes my breathing easier. I can think more clearly and I can start over every time I do it, and it feels great. That's my choice and that's my life. Also, that whole administrator looking out for a student idea doesn't always work out. For example, people did clown me about my hair. You think I would run back to the administrators and tell them that the kids laughed at me? What are they gonna do? You wanna know why there wouldn't be a reason to say anything after that? Because I would be too busy feeling sad that I even let those administrators tell me it was okay when I knew it wasn't. It makes me laugh now because they took me to the side and told me to take it off, so I knew I was being genuine about how I felt, and they still didn't see how much their idea of identity hurt me. This is another point of issue because we now can discuss publicly about how many of us were not considered when our feelings were being above the surface. When children go through issues, they are seen as lesser than because they are compared to adult issues. Adults look at children as a joke. We know this. These things aren't that serious because I'm paying bills, I work, I have kids. Those are real issues. Hair, nothing to worry about. But identity is a larger issue in itself, and issues such as worrying about hair, skin, body, personality can expand in such a way that people never realized how much it can affect an individual to bring into their adulthood. Learn these things. Issues don't pop up randomly in adulthood because they just realize you just turned 18, right? No, they get worse if you don't pay attention. I had also realized that my hair was really the only thing I had to express myself because all I did to my face was put lip balm and maybe comb my eyebrows, but I never went into as much detail like I do now. What is the purpose of stripping a child of their expression from top to bottom, especially when they are around their peers? I already had my uniform intact. Why do I need to look like everyone else when everyone else does not look like me? I shouldn't have to be of a different religion to wear a head wrap if I wanted to, especially if I am doing everything the school asked of me, including my grades. Schools in that way can fail a child. I had everything I needed except for that one thing, and it can change your whole perception of confiding in someone of a higher position than you. Nowadays, you can say, I'm a bit more prepared than anything because nothing gets past people than you think it would, even when you see everyone else is doing it. Well, that's really the topic I have to share today. Feel free to share your stories under my promotion tweet I will make of this episode because I know I am not the only one with this story. Take care of yourself, be safe, and bye!